Hello, welcome to another cool new video. Today we are going to be talking about the battle system in Undertale. Now you may be asking yourself, why do we gotta talk about the battle system in Undertale? Isn't that a little bit redundant? And to that I can only say absolutely goddamn not. See, the battle system is actually a thing in universe. We know this because of the GOAT, Gerson, and the whole lore about there being soul fights and everything. But Gerson, mainly. See, Gerson goes on to say a few little funny things, with one standing out. You cannot fight in shops, which is absolutely correct, but why does he know that? Simply because the fighting system we know from Undertale is the same fighting system inside of the lore of Undertale. See, the lore states about the Undertale fights that they aren't actually physical fights. At least the monsters aren't physically attacking you, they are attacking the soul. So has every single fan animation lied to you? Yeah, but nevertheless. Point is that you as Frisk are actually attacking the physical monster. Because you see, Frisk don't know magic, and without knowing magic, you can't really magically attack the monster's soul. So, even if a soul fight is engaged, which, applies all of the rules of a soul fight, that doesn't mean that every person in said soul fight has to attack the other's soul. Soul fights, one of the rules is that they can't be fought in shops. Another one of the rules is that they are turn-based. And they cause no bleeding for the person whose soul was attacked. We know that little tidbit from the fact that Frisk at 1 HP doesn't just bleed out on the floor. Because the thing that is actually getting attacked is the soul and not the body. The body of a child couldn't withstand a giant bone piercing through it. However, the soul could. That's how it works basically. However, Undertale is a little meta about this whole thing too, It's a little bit too meta about this meta thing, so we're now in meta squared. See, down here in meta squared land, this fighting system is the one we're using in the video game, but it's also the fighting system inside of the lore, meaning that characters in the lore know how to circumvent the fighting system, Sans. And it's not on a goddamn screen! Sans. And I get fucking message? It's a Reddit notification, it's so over. However, unlike popular belief may tell you, Sans isn't the only person that does the funny. Flowey also does the funny. And then you're like, yeah, obviously, have you ever seen Omega Flowey? But in actuality, that's not the meta part. Well, it's also a meta part, but I'm not talking about that part, I'm talking about Flowey. See, because the battle system is a system inside of the lore of the video game, people inside of the lore have figured out how to deal with the battle system and exploit it. The people that do it are Sans, Gerson, because she hides in the shop, Lamau, and Flowey. Because at the beginning of the video game, Flowey straight up does an attack that you cannot dodge. And so I was like, I'm trying to research this video, right? And I'm just very confused about the specifics on how that shit works. Cause why doesn't just everyone do that? And then I remember, well, Sans knows that as well. Sans knows the meta part about the fighting system and is exploiting it. Does he have an undodgeable attack? Yes, 2 of them. The spare attack, where you spare him and then he just fucking dunks you. And the last attack, where he does the funny and you go down to 1 HP. And then I fought for more. And suddenly it all made sense. See, Azrael also has an undodgeable attack. God of fucking hyper death. This bro needs the soul of every single monster and 7 humans to do a single attack that can't beat a level 1 Frisk. Fucking skill issue. Okay, so now let's go over every single one of those. The 2 Sans ones first. Well, one's a mercy kill, this whole betrayal business. You've been doing it for the whole goddamn genocide route. 1 shot, 1 kill. That's the monster equivalent, the thing that Sans does. So if you do it physically, it's just 1 shot. If you do it in a soul attack, it's just 1 shot that continuously hits you until you die. So that's that, that's that done. But then how do we explain the second one, where he just goes ahead and does a little this? Well, I think For most people, it's all about the desperation. See, Sans in this attack is trying his damnedest. Like this is his last shot to kill you. Now we go to plan B of standing here till the end of fucking time. So he puts his all into his final attack. And that also means putting his all into the goddamn slams, which then do damage. But in the context of the fighting system, you can ask, like, why doesn't everyone just do that? And frankly, I don't know. Maybe it's got something to do with that funny eye of his. Maybe he can do a certain amount of it, he can never kill with it. That's why he didn't use it up until that very point. Maybe it's because of his stamina. I don't fucking know. But it's fine, methinks. See, because we can go ahead and just get everything in order if we ignore Flowey. See, Sans' last attack, sure, you can make some sense into it. God of Hyper Death Beam, you can make sense of it. Bro literally has every monster soul and 7 human souls. He should probably be able to do that. But then we are at Flowey and we're like, how do he do that? I don't, what? Like, I'm straight up confused. Is it because he knows how to reset? But he doesn't anymore though. Like Like in the very first encounter we have an undodgeable Flowey attack. It's a ring of fire. Or a ring of pellets to be more precise. After that, Flowey knows how to do shenanigans with the box. Making the box so small you can't move and then doing the stabby attacks. So I just feel like these people know how to deal with the box. The system itself is entirely flawed in the universe and people can just make whatever they want with it. Of course, people have different knowledge of how to deal with it. Flowey knows how to make attacks in, be not dodgeable, while Sans knows how to game the system. Basically, what I think happens is Flowey knows how to break the system, while Sans and Gerson know how to game the system. Because they never actually break it. They use it as intended. Flowey just breaks the shit. So yeah, ultimately trying to make sense of a broken system, an in-law broken system, doesn't get us very far. Not sure who made this whole soul fight business, but it probably wasn't in nature, because nature wouldn't make something so easily breakable. I mean, at the end of Geno, even the player fucking breaks it. Why am I moving the box? Since when can I do that? And how the fucking ass gonna destroy the mercy button? Wait a minute, he can destroy the mercy button, so he also knows how to break the system? Break the other button, you goat dumbass! Why didn't you break the button? Nevertheless, it's a little too weird and too complicated for me. And yes, this shirt is from when I was in 5th grade, so it's a little tight. But that doesn't mean that my fit goes absolutely goddamn hard. Cue the clown.